Good week to you. Enough playing around. I've got to get back to the boat work, haven't I? So this week I've forgotten. Grind out more stuff. Take the rudder and stuff off. Take the prop shaft out. Yada yada yada. So first, let's get into this terrible time lapse. So I don't know what I was thinking. I thought this would look quite good, but I don't know if I got the settings wrong. So basically, 2 hours of work have been condensed down into about 20 seconds. I look like some kind of little, like an Oompa Loompa or something. I don't know. But yeah, this is me continuing to do work and worky things. That's more of it there. God, I look ridiculous. Yeah, so that was that. I actually ground out the big patch as well a little bit, and I regret doing that now, but we'll get to that in another episode. And here we go, this is what I'm actually doing. So I thought I'd do like a little close-up of it. So what I'm doing is I'm grinding back the anti-foul, and you can see we're at gel coat there. I'm going through the gel coat in a second. That's now through the gel coat, and the blister is actually further in, causing some delamination. So once we've got that all opened up, we go deeper, and you can actually see the liquid spurting out and wetting the dye when you do it. You can just about see there that you can see a bit of delamination inside the hole there, and that's where the blister was sat. Either that or I'm doing this completely wrong. I'm probably doing it completely wrong. Anyway, you get down to where the blister is and then just clear out a little bit of space around it. What I'm going to do eventually is sand all the anti-foul off around each blister that I've ground, or in a large place if there's a big group of blisters. And then it's basically sat there drying now. I'll epoxy it all and fill it all. I'm going to have to measure the depth because I think I'm just testing for see if it's still liquid there. You can see as I press it in, it changes colour, so there's actually liquid in there, so I need to go a little bit deeper. Yeah, I'll see what the depth is like. If they're not too deep, I'll just fill them with thickened epoxy. If they are too deep, then I'll have to put a little chop around mat in or something. Anyway, hopefully you've just seen time lapse of me doing all the rest of the osmosis blisters. So that's done now, so they're just going to sit and dry out. So it's waiting game now. The other out of water things that I want to do is change the through holes, which is a job for another day, not today, because can't afford the new through holes yet. And propeller and stuff like that. So time to get the rudder off, which is going to start by getting the tiller off, getting out the bolts, getting out the fake Amazon stainless steel cotter pin, which is just rusted to hell. The middle one's fine that I got made, that's great. And then the bottom collar, that the peg on the bottom of the rudder goes into, like the foot of the doodad thingamajigger, is ovaled out. So I've made got a collar made that sits in the middle, but it still can move. So I think I'm going to try and lift the rudder up a little bit so I can see where the pin goes in, mark it in its central position, and then put it in an epoxy front and back to hold it there. So it'll be a case of trying to lift the rudder up and marking that. Yeah. So first things first, tiller. Okay, so this is the upper gudgeon thing with the rusty clip, and this is a lower pin that I had made with the stainless collar around the bottom. In order to get yonder collar off, I need a little Allen key doodad, and as if by magic, one appears. So I've got him to put a little grub screw in it, if you remember. While doing that, I also got them to put a hole in the bottom of the pin so I could put a split pin through it as well. I don't even know what happened to the split pin, maybe it disappeared. Anyhow, wherever it's gone somewhere. Yeah, I may have to do something about that split pin because I'm not comfortable with it just having that grub screw holding it on. There are two other fixed points, so I wouldn't like use the rudder or anything. And the little collar can't slide off, as you'll see in a minute, without the pin being moved up, but the pin could move up with the constant movement of the rudder, I suppose. So yeah, that's the middle one. Onto the top, and this is just a big nut and bolt, basically, that has that split pin through it, just in case of quickly unwinding it. Quickly, I said. Quickly. This is why nothing gets done. There we go. How's that? Easy bit done. Now, what I was saying about the rudder is, there's a pin in here, and the hole that pin goes into has been elongated over time. So there's a circular collar that I had made that goes around the pin in the bottom there, but it's still oval at each side. So what I'm going to do is try and lift this up by a couple of centimetres, see where that pin sits and the collar sits, and then mark it centrally, so then I can put it in that place and epoxy forward and backwards to take out any like there's a little bit of movement fore and aft there. That's the plan. That's the little doodad I'm talking about. Can't quite tell that it's oval there. So what I'll do is put a mark down the centre line of that, and then that should be right, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. Now that that's marked, find a little tool bench. I'll take this central pin out, leave the top one in, and then very gracefully lift the rudder off without dying. Probably. Let's set it up. Right, nearly done. Rudderly brilliant. That were fancy, weren't it? Yeah, these are all a little bit scabby, and I don't know if I'm going to take them off and reseat them and reseal them, maybe even get them remade, or the proper ones are expensive as all hell. Yeah, screw you, prop. This is the wobbly bit. It's not actually looking as bad there as I remember it being. That's the little collar that I had made. So, you know, we'll see how I feel about it. broken woodruff key. That was the problem. Propeller issue. Figured. Sheared woodruff key. So you can see on the prop, you can see the taper. So the prop pushes up there, but it also has this indentation that you can't really see properly, in which a woodruff key sits, and that matches up with inside there. You can just see those two lines that are going down. That's actually this side of the woodruff key that is sheared through the middle. What's probably happened is everything's become loose over time. The prop slipped down the taper slightly, and all of the pressure's gone on the woodruff key instead of the taper taking up some. So all I'll do is get a new woodruff key made, put an extra stainless washer on the nut if it'll fit, wallop it back on, and we should be good to go. I'm going to take the prop out anyway because I want to clean all in the bilge, and it's easier to do without the prop shaft in the way. It's only a couple of bolts to razz it out, so I may as well just take it out. But yeah, done.
It's only a couple of bolts to razz it out, so I just may as well do it.
What a fool you are, you silly little fool. Yeah, so basically I struggled with the couple of spanners for a stupid amount of time. I'm not going to show all of this video. I've literally got about 40 minutes of video for this, so I'll just cut in and out. Faffed about with the spanners for X amount of time. No, couldn't get those on. So then I'm thinking, well, just go and get this bloody ratchet. So I trotted. I went down, got the ratchet. Doodaloo. Oh, excellent. Much easier. Still a bit of swearing. It's just awkward because there's nowhere to stand or anything. Yeah, and then after much crawling around and fatting about, I knocked a screwdriver in the in between the coupler sort of thing, and basically that was that. Then tried getting it off, and then it wouldn't come off. Yep, then there was a whole debacle of me pulling the prop out. So I put the bolt on and tried, I don't know why I messed with the prop first, but yeah, I tried hammering it out and stuff like that. It wouldn't come. Eventually, obviously, it did, because I went back and knocked the screwdriver in the end of the coupler instead of the thing. And here is the shaft, which is pitted, and it's got scuff marks on it, like that, and it looks absolutely terrible. So hey, you know, there's another few £100 down the drain, because that ain't right, boys and girls. I just want to go electric. It'd be so much simpler. But hey, there we go. There we go. That's another week. That was a week ago, I think, which is where 3 or 4 weeks ago when you actually see this. I don't know, however it works. So yeah, the next job is getting up the cockpit deck, cockpit sole, which I've been doing this week, which is an absolute nightmare and may or may not involve me removing the engine again on my own again. That'll be next week's video probably, if I get time, because I know I'm off to the Southampton Boat Show anyway to do some work, helping some people put up a stand to get paid for it, so I need the money. And then I am actually at the Southampton Boat Show, which you might have seen by now. Timey-wimey, wibbly wobbly, I don't know how it's going to work, but yeah, that was this week. Next week there'll be another week, because that's how a week works. Bye.